Mental Health Monday is sponsored by Focus Treatment Centers. Find hope and recovery at focustreatmentcenters.com.
We have been so very grateful to Focus Treatment Centers for bringing us these Mental Health Mondays the last several months. Such an important conversation to have in this country, especially right now, it feels like. So thankfully for us, Courtney Stoddard is back on the show. She's been a long-time representative, if you will, of Focus Treatment Centers. And this morning, she's happy to introduce to us Paige Harrell, who is a new addition to the family there. So welcome to you both. So Courtney, every time you and I talk, it's hard for me sometimes to know where to start, because the truth is, Focus Treatment Centers covers an awful lot of territory when it comes to mental health. Often we're talking about eating disorders, and that's kind of where Paige comes into play. Is that right?
That's right. Yes, Julie. We're talking today about our intensive outpatient program, and that's the program that Paige is the new therapist for.
Okay, so Paige, I'm going to throw you to the wolves then this morning. I know you're brand new with Focus, but here you are in charge of this intensive outpatient program. What does that involve exactly?
Yeah, so our intensive outpatient program, or our IOP program, involves 3 groups a week run by myself and Courtney, and we'll do a process group, a skills group, and then a nutrition group. And it includes meal support, where we make dinner together and eat together, and kind of process what comes up for everybody.
What does that mean? You said, okay, I heard the eating part of it, the meals part of it. You mentioned skills. What does that involve?
Yeah, so that means like coping skills, life skills, skills to apply every day, so that when you're faced with something that is difficult and continuing to deal with things that come up for your eating disorder, you're able to apply those specific things that we talked about in group to give you some extra support just in everyday life.
So how much of this, Courtney, is group focused, and then how much of it becomes individual focused?
So with the IOP, there are 3 groups a week in the evening. So it's Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, led by Paige or myself. So that's the group part of it, but oftentimes the groups will become pretty close to where they do communicate outside of our group time and support each other, you know, through text threads and things like that.
I don't know much about how things work at Focus, so I'm asking you just truly off the top of my head. When someone comes to you, if they've been struggling with an eating disorder, first of all, it has to be voluntary, correct, on their part? Do you kind of talk to that individual person, though, to determine what the best area of involvement is for them? Would everyone do this IOP?
Great question, and no. They do have to be appropriate for that level of care. It's a lower level of care. Okay. And they would just call to do a complimentary phone assessment to determine the best level of care. Okay,
so if they do come in with the IOP and they're part of this group, if they then want, and Paige, I'll direct this at you too, I guess, if they do then want to get some individual care, can they do that also?
Yes, so part of the requirement for our IOP program is to have an outpatient therapist during the time. So they will have individual therapy on top of the groups as well, and then they meet with Courtney individually for nutrition sessions as well. So they are getting some individual support.
What about a confidentiality part of this? Because often there is a family component to all of this. So do you see just the individual patient? Can a family get involved too, or a support group?
Yeah, so for confidentiality, obviously, you know, the group is confidential. What happens in group stays in group.
Right.
And then with family support, we offer a monthly family program, and that is virtual. You know, it started being virtual with COVID, but it's just out of convenience now for families that they can join and receive education by therapists and dietitians in our program.
Okay, but exciting for you is that virtual is about to go away. I mean, I guess the option will be there, but for those who want to come back in person, they can do that soon, right?
Yes, we're actually transitioning back to in-person programming for the first time in over 2 years, July 1st, so we're very excited about that.
Something else, you kind of provided me a few little notes, and I haven't looked at them, and I just was, and went boing. insurance covers this for
Yes.
most people. That is key, because I would think, Courtney, a lot of people might think I can't even go knock on that door because I don't have the money for it.
Right. Most major insurance covers eating disorder treatment, mental health treatment, and that includes the IOP. And again, that's something with the free phone assessment that can be double checked for that person with their specific insurance.
Okay, so Paige, I guess I'll throw the last question to you. With the IOP classes, is it a revolving thing, or is there a time frame where someone needs to sign up for the July courses and then they can pick up again for August?
Yeah, great question. It is just kind of a revolving thing. We have specific topics that we talk about over kind of a timeline, but it's designed so that people join, and the average length of stay, you're not going to be getting the same information twice. So you can kind of hop in at any time at whatever level you're at the time.
Okay, so the best thing for folks to do is to call the number I'm going to give them on the screen, right?
Yes.
It's Focus Treatment Centers. You don't even have to be the one to call your insurance company. They will help you walk through all of that. The main thing they want you to know is a kind voice will be there for you on the other end of the phone, and that there is hope.
Yes.
2560 is their phone number, the office there on Shallowford Road. You can also sign up by calling or texting the number I just gave you, 308-2560. We're back after this.